Welcome to the Bubble Craps Tracker's new series called Tip of the Week. What we will attempt in each week's episode is to share a quick point of interest that we hope will help in the playing of the game of craps. These tips will include both live table game info along with electronic versions. Of course, the Bubble Craps Tracker's documented and undocumented tips and features will be shared. Please help in supporting this platform by clicking the subscribe button and by sharing both the Bubble Craps Tracker app and channel with your friends. After viewing the segments, please give it a thumbs up and comment so we can judge the viability of these messages. Thanks for your continued support. Hello and welcome back to Bubble Crap Tracker's Tip of the Week. In today's episode, we will begin by introducing what should be every crap player's basic handbook, the Mensa, aka the Iron Cross Bet. This bet's description from the American Mensa Guide to Casino Gambling lists the anything but 7 combination of craps bets that shows a net win on any number except 7, with a house advantage of only about 1.136%. For those of you unfamiliar with Mensa, it is an organization of highly intelligent people. The minimum required IQ for this organization is about 132. I've included a link in the description which takes you to a more detailed bit of information about house advantages from the Wizard of Odds, which of course is the premier go-to reference for casino odds questions. Before continuing though, let me state that in this video I included segments of electronic testing of this strategy using WinCraps. I would have included a live table segment, but I was not able to obtain permission to record live table events, so unfortunately that is not included. Personally, I like this bet. Why? Because I am predominantly an inside bettor, at least at live tables, but on the electronic versions of the game, it's nice to be able to bet a couple of bucks on the field, thereby still capitalizing if my inside payments aren't paying as I am hoping. So you're still collecting a little bit on the outside numbers or on the horn numbers should they hit. So basically, what do we do to make this bet work? In its most basic form, you place single bet increments on the 5, the 6, the 8, and the field. So if we're looking at the screen right here, we see that I have a $5 5, $6 6, $6 8, and a $5 field bet. If the result is, that is of course if the die result or the dice result is a 5, a 6, or an 8, you're going to be paid $7, but you're going to lose this $5 bet right here, giving you the net result of $2. Yet, if a 2, a 3, a 4, a 9, a 10, 11, or 12 hit, you do win. In the case of the 3 through the 11, you'll win the $5 here. If a 2 or a 12 come up, you win twice as much, so it would be a $10 bet. And some casinos actually will pay triple on either a 2 or a 12, so that's kind of a nice little extra bonus. In the case of the electronic versions of the game, both the Azure and the Interblock versions, I will usually only put maybe $2 or $3 in here, that is in the field. That way, if my inside bets aren't paying, but of course I will have a 9 in this particular instance, I'll have this up here with only $2 or $3 down in this area. So if my inside numbers hit, I make $7. If the 2, the 3, the 11, the 12 hit, I make $2 or $3, which is plenty for me when you're playing with small increments. Anyway, now that we have the kind of the background reference point set for this game, let's take a look how it's played in real life, so to speak. Starting out with the WinCraps version, what I've done, I've put a little script in here that lets us play it live, or so to speak live, for testing. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here by clicking on this, and we will hit the F2 key, which produces a dice result. So we came out on a 10, and I guess I did have my bets going there. Nope, I wasn't on, except for the field, which normally I wouldn't be working on a come-out roll, but I guess I forgot to remove it during the little demo previously. So we're out on a 10, and from here on out, as I press little bets, let's see, what was our roll count here? It was a 5, so we got paid the $7 for this up here, and we lose the $2 in this area here. keeping our eyes on the dice. We have a 7, so everything is lost. That's the downside to any bet when you're on the quote-unquote good side. Once again, I'll just let this develop a roll. We came out on an 8. It reset my inside numbers here. And it's kind of hard to see the little $2 bet here, but there is a $2 bet out there. So let's see what happens here. We have a 5, so we're being paid here, and we're losing in here. We have another 5, same situation. And there's another 5. Wow, 3 5s in a row. And a 4, so we're paid down here. And as you noticed, it automatically incremented for me because that's how I like to play it in the electronic versions. So if we happen to get 2 in a row, which we did, I got paid again another $3 here. But I maxed it out at the $3 limit, so it doesn't climb up to $5 or $10. It just kind of stays right there at the $3 range. We're always hoping that we might hit a 12 or something. So we have another field bet hit. And if you look down in this area here, we started with a bankroll of 500. We're at 513. So it's not too bad. And a 6 hits, so we dropped back down to $2 after losing our 3, but we did get our 7 here. And if you also notice, I now added $1 to each of these increments right here. And that is something that I only do in the electronic version because you can get away with putting little dollar bets on numbers. So after I've collected on 2, sometimes 3 of these bets, I'll increment them by $1. And unfortunately, we didn't get to collect any more thereafter. So now we're down $5 from our start point. We're coming back up. We start again. We collect, and we're out. We're down 20 bucks. Nothing on that. We're on a 4 now, and we're out. We're already down $39. Out on a 6. There's our 10, 8, 4, 3. So small collections, and then we lose again on a 7. But that's the basics of the game right there. If you haven't downloaded WinCraps, please be sure to go over to, I think it was Cloud City, and download. I'll leave a link in the description as well for this software. It's a great piece of software you can use to play and also test different strategies of your own. I hope this little well-known strategy will be placed in your arsenal. Modify it to your liking. If you have a median roll value of 5, you may just collect on 1 or 2 payments and then turn your money off. Maybe you decide to collect on 1 field bet and then place or buy the 9 along with having a field bet. Experiment and modify to your liking. Have fun and remember, bet only what you can afford to lose. If you enjoy these quick tips and strategies, please pass the word on to your friends and be sure to subscribe and click the alert button to be notified as new videos are released. Also, if you haven't already done so, be sure to download the free Bubble Craps Tracker app from Google Play Store. And if you Apple use, an iOS version is under development, but unfortunately, I don't have a scheduled release date.